So we're now done with trying to do challenges. I don't know why that last challenge didn't appear to be working, but let's go ahead and try some ranked, because I haven't played any ranked yet. You gotta pick rank from up here. This is gonna be my main deck. It's an ephemeral Zed deck. So it just uses, like we saw from the previous one, Zed has his ephemeral shadows, but so we're using Ionia, which is where Zed is, and we're also using Shadow Isles, which is, you can see Thresh there and Callista and stuff like that. And they are gonna have a lot more ephemeral cards and cards that work well with ephemeral stuff. Granted, I don't have all the cards that I would want, but I'm kind of just like testing out stuff because I just started playing the game. So we're gonna go ahead and try some ranked games with this deck. So far, I haven't lost a single online game. I've played like 5 or 6 that weren't ranked, and I won every single one so far. So this deck seems pretty decent. And you can see at the beginning it shows everyone's champions. So he had 2 champions, but he could have like 3 of each. He could have 3 Darius, 3 Elise. I have 4 different champions just because I didn't have 3 of anything. Now we don't really want Thresh. We like this card. This card's also pretty good. And Shadow Assassins are really good. So I think we're just going to go like that, drop Thresh for now. Now unfortunately we didn't start with any of our, well, we started with our Shadow Assassin, but we didn't start with the Green Glade,
won't get past me.
The Green Glade thing, the elusive unit. That's one of my favorite ones to actually have early on. Okay, so we have Elise. He might just attack immediately, in which case we're not going to be able to block it. Yeah. So we can't do anything about this. We can't summon a unit in response. But now it is our turn. So we are going to summon Elise.
There's nothing to fear.
And our opponent's not actually going to use any of his mana this turn, so he's got 2 spell mana, we have 1 spell mana. Alright, so we got a few options here. We have our first ephemeral unit, the Darkwater Scourge, which it dies after it strikes or when the round ends, and it also has lifesteal, and it's a 5/5 for 3 cost. So that can be a really damaging unit, but we're going to start with Shadow Assassin.
The dark beckons.
That's going to let us draw a card. We'll see if he has a response. If he doesn't have elusive, then we're going to get to start poking him. Now the question is if I want to attack with Elise or not. Ah, that's unfortunate. He's going to stun our elusive, so this turn we're not going to be able to attack. And he now has 2 units that can deal with Elise. And he has 2 mana. I think we want to attack with Elise, because it's going to give us a Spiderling. If we defend with Elise, we're not going to get a Spiderling. So we might as well get a free Spiderling out of it. And we'll force one of his units to actually die.
We could use a bite.
Since he has 2 mana, I would suspect he probably doesn't have anything to save whatever card he's going to block with. He'll probably block... Oh, he can't block both now. Alright. But we get 1 Spiderling out of it, which I think is a bonus. Because I think we were going to lose Elise either way. So ending up with an extra Spiderling seems good. Now, he probably just wants to attack right away, but he might summon something, in which case we can start summoning stuff as well. We want to get one of our Phantom Pranksters out, and we probably want to get one of these Hapless Aristocrats out.
What's that noise?
He's also playing a Hapless Aristocrat. So let's go ahead, summon one of these Phantom Pranksters. So every time one of our units dies now, we'll deal 1 damage to his Nexus. And we have a lot of units that want to die.
No.
Okay, he's just going straight attack. He has lots of mana, which is concerning. So I should probably let the Hapless Aristocrat go through. But we do want to start taking less damage. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Spiderling. Spiderling, because when the Hapless Aristocrat dies, it summons a Spiderling, so it'd be almost no advantage for me to do that. But we can block this damage. Our Spiderling will die. And then he'll take 1 damage. So we'll end up each person's taking 1 damage afterwards. And we still have this Dark Water Scourge that's probably going to catch him off guard. And we also have cards, a card that can do 1 damage to a unit, which is why I thought bringing this guy to 1 is probably safe. We'll go ahead summon one of our hapless aristocrats.
Where are you?
And we're going to be looking for him to die, because when he dies, he'll do 1 damage to the enemy because of Phantom Prankster, and he'll also summon a Spiderling, which then we can also get the Spiderling killed. So he just wasted 2 mana, which is odd, but I guess all he could do. We have this really interesting card. It's a 4/3/1 cost, but it's ephemeral. So it will die. But it can definitely be very destructive for being only 1 cost. So I think we're going to summon Phantom Prankster here, which will allow him to summon things. But I think we're okay with that, because we want to attack with our Shadow Fiend, I think. So we're going to try and load up on cards this turn. I don't know what he's doing. He is killing a unit. Which unit? He's killing one of my Phantom Pranksters. That is perfectly fine with me. He just doesn't want to take... Like, he just spent 7 mana for this. I'll allow it. I could have negated it for 3 mana. But he doesn't want to be taking 2 damage every time one of our units dies. Which makes sense. Like, it's gonna suck to be taking 2 damage every time. But he also used a really powerful card to get rid of a 3-cost card. So we are now just going to attack with everything except for Phantom Prankster, because Phantom Prankster doesn't really do anything when we attack. So we know for a fact that Shadow Fiend is going to die no matter what. So he'll probably... I don't know if he'll want to block it. I guess he is blocking it. And he's taking a lot of damage. So now he's in like a prisoner's dilemma, where if he blocks and kills our units, he takes damage, and if he doesn't block them, he takes damage. So it's like, what is more harmful to him, blocking or not blocking? He's gonna summon us Arachnid Host, which is gonna boost his spider here. Not the greatest host I've ever seen. Now we can use our Darkwater Scourge to defend here, and it's gonna give us lifesteal. Plus it's gonna die at the end of the turn, so it's another 1 damage. So we'll go ahead, block here, block here. Very high advantage for us. You can see after the play, he's gonna take 3 damage and we're gonna heal. It would be 5 damage, but it's actually just gonna be 4 damage. Plus we're gonna summon 2 Spiderlings. You can see those appear down at the bottom. So this seems perfect for me, right? Like, he's just getting torn apart at the moment. So you can see why this deck could be so annoying. And now that his attack is over, we are going to summon Zed.
Do not fear the shroud.
He only has 1 mana to actually summon units with. So we're in a pretty good spot at the moment. We have lots of mana. We have recall here, so we can recall a unit. Now we could just straight up attack, which is what we're gonna do because it's lethal. And he can't actually do anything. We didn't summon a unit, so we didn't give him a chance to summon units. So he just dies. Zed would also have evolved. I guess it still played the evolve animation even though we won. So yeah, I feel like that went pretty well for our first ranked match. You can see we're like, I think this is iron. As far as I know, this is iron. I haven't seen anywhere where it shows what the name of your rank is. And we're like a third of the way through iron. So we'll get there. In PvP matches, you get 200 for a win. I haven't lost, so I don't know how much you get if you lose. The first time you win in the day, you get 400 extra XP. The second time you get 200, and the third time you get 100, and then you get 0 for more wins that day. So it's definitely like trying to encourage you to play a few games a day. Plus, once you finish the tutorial phase of this game, you actually get to pick a region, and you could switch to any of these regions whenever you want. So you can see I have 2 levels in Shadow Isles, but right now I'm working on Ionia. And as you get XP in the specific region, you'll actually unlock stuff that gets more and more rare as you go up. And so the things you're unlocking tend to be related to the region that you're in. So we'll go ahead and open up this silver chest. And you can see it's giving me Ionia cards, so another one of these Shadow Fiends. And what do you do? When you stun or recall a unit, grant me... Okay, so this is mainly for a Yasuo deck. Doesn't really fit in our deck. We might want to put another one of these Shadow Fiends in. The obvious problem with the Shadow Fiend is he threatens 4 damage, but if you just block him with a 1/1, then he just dies. So, like, he could do a lot, but he could also do very little. So that's kind of the choice you gotta make. So I think we probably don't even want any more of him. We'd probably be looking for other cards. We can see our LP is 28. I wonder if there's any other place to see. I actually have a lot of friends playing this at the moment. But I'm trying to see if there's another place to see like your rank or something. I don't know. I feel like there's a few things missing from the UI in this game that maybe they just didn't think about. I'm sure people will bring it up to them immediately, like, I want to be able to see my rank. I feel like when I'm in the play section, I should be able to see, like, what this rank, like a word description of what this rank is. Like, I want it to tell me that this is iron. Like, it could be silver, but I'm pretty sure this is iron, because I think it goes to bronze after this. But, like, it's very common for people to confuse colors like iron and silver because games might just not have a good distinction between them. And then bronze and gold can be easily confused. Even platinum can be confused with silver. We know that that's going to come up. Really, until you're diamond, unless the platinum is more green like it is in League of Legends, which it probably will be. But before you get to diamond, it's like just looking at your rank really quick, you might not even be able to tell what rank you are. But let's keep going with the rank matches. This guy's playing Demacia and Freljord. Alright, Black Spear is a really good card. We didn't actually get to use that one last time. I think we dropped the Darkwater Scourge. Oof. I'm really hoping to get that Green Glade thing, and we just redo the Darkwater Scourge. We have 2 of those in there, so it's not like unacceptable. Now I've run into this problem a lot where people have this 1-cost elite card, and I just can't do anything against it because I don't have a 1-cost unit except for that one. The ephemeral, the Shadow Fiend or whatever. That's really my only 1-cost unit, I think. Well, we have the Hapless Aristocrat. So if we have one of those, then we can block stuff. And we have nothing that we can play. Turn 2 even. So we're going to have 3 mana saved up. But this guy's already going to have a chance to hit us quite hard. Now the good thing is we can, as long as he doesn't attack immediately, we can actually play a card here. Which he is going to give us the chance to summon something. I feel like we should just summon Shadow Assassin.
The order reward.
It'll let us draw another card. There's our elusive card. Which doesn't help us at the moment because I really just want to summon Zed. Because Zed really puts the pressure on. Now I don't actually know what that does. Turning a Lonely Poro into a Jubilant Poro. He doesn't like get any more effects or anything. He just kind of exists. Okay. Oh, I thought he wasn't gonna attack with his 2 Poros. I'm just gonna. He is playing Demacia, so it could be scary. There's no reason. Demacia has a card, a 1-cost card that boosts their attack and defense by 1 each. So blocking his Jubilant Poro seems just too risky. So I'm just going to let it through. I'd only be blocking 1 more damage. So it just doesn't seem worth it to me to risk my Shadow Assassin. My Shadow Assassin is going to start being really annoying for him. Now, we have a few choices of what we could do. We have 3 spell mana. This guy's really annoying as well, because every time he dies, he comes back next turn with +1/+1, and it keeps stacking. We're definitely just going to summon Zed here. Zed is going to put the most pressure on. Plus, I don't think he can deal with it. Never mind, he summoned something that can deal with it. That sucks. So we can't actually attack with Zed now, because Zed won't be able to kill this guy. So we'll just poke with our Shadow Assassin. And that's all we're going to be able to do. What is this? So he's going to fight. That actually sucks quite a bit. So we can use this, but it only deals 3 damage. I feel like we should save it. Maybe we shouldn't save it. We kind of need to start dealing with his units, and since we have a second one, we're going to be wasting 1 mana if we don't use this. So we might as well just kill this elite card. Actually, we could damage this. And that way next turn he can't actually block Zed. So let's go ahead and do that. Because this guy's not going to get his health back. And now we need to start playing more defensively. We can use our Darkwater Scourge next turn to block one of his attacks and heal up by 5. And this guy, the only disadvantage to this guy is he can't block. So while he'd be cool to, he's cool to summon on our turn and attack with, he's not nearly as cool to summon on the enemy's turn because he can't block. And since you can't block, you can't like force him to die. Your opponent essentially chooses when he dies. So he's just attacking immediately. Which is unfortunate because like I said, I wanted to summon Darkwater Scourge. He wants me to block with Zed, very obviously, and I did not want to block with Zed. So I'm just going to let him do 5 damage to me. Because we need Zed. And now we get to play a card though. And since it's already been his turn, we're going to play a 2. So he's already attacked, so now it's safe for us to summon this dude, the Undying. So we're going to summon Undying after he does whatever he wants to do with his mana. And the Undying is just going to start to be really annoying for him, because it's either going to poke for 2 damage, or if he kills it, it's going to come back as a 3/3. He's giving all of his Poros +1/+1. That is annoying. Kind of. So this unit has tough. He prevents 1, he takes 1 less damage from all sources. So if Zed were to hit him, he'd deal 3 damage to him, but it'd actually only deal 2, which is still enough. But like this guy, the Undying, would only deal 1 damage to him. I do think we are in a good position at the moment. Now, the question is do we want to play like double Keeper of the Masks and then attack with everybody? Which is, I think, the play. He'll get to summon something, but he only has 1 more thing he can summon. And that's going to be a 5 attack Zed with quick attack. I know Demacia has a 5 or 6 drop that's a 5/5. And if Zed is a 5 attack, then he's not going to be able to deal with it. Plus, he'll be using all of his mana to do that.
Would you believe he once fit in my house?
Oh my god. The Mighty Poro is pretty funny. I like the Mighty Poro. Okay, so here we have a pretty good scenario. We're going to attack with everything. And we have recall to like save our Zed, say he's gonna die, and if something dies, then we can Black Spear anything we want. So let's go ahead, attack with everything. This guy is going to be so annoying now because he's dealing 4 damage and no one wants to kill him. Zed is also a problem because Zed's Shadow is going to deal 5 damage. No one wants to block that.
I'm ready.
He's using a 1 cost to get rid of the Shadow, which is a fair choice. Zed himself can kill literally anybody. That's pretty smart. These two are both going to live through that battle.
Horror's done to you.
This is fine. They'll both kill each other. I would have really liked to put Phantom Prankster out before this, but I couldn't afford. I guess I could have afforded it, but then I wouldn't have had enough attack with Zed. I need to be able to make sure that Zed had 5 attack. And I don't want to recall anything. I suppose we could recall the Shadow, which would be really funny, because then we could just play it next turn. We could recall this, which is actually what I'm going to do. That's a really smart play. Because that way we can play it again next turn, get +1 attack again, and it doesn't die. We were only going to do 1 damage to this Tough Poro anyways, so I think this is a good choice. Okay, so we are really close to winning right now. Plus, we can play Black Spear at the moment, because something died this turn. So we could get rid of this, this Plucky Poro. Do we want to get rid of the Plucky Poro? I'm thinking. I think it's a good idea. He'll have to either use mana to save it, or Plucky Poro's gone. Oh, I need to hit OK. I always forget about that. Okay, so what we're planning... Oh, he's got a quick attack, huh? What we're planning on doing on his turn, if he doesn't just attack immediately, which I don't think he even has lethal. If he attacks immediately, we actually have a problem. Heart of the Fluffed. I don't know what this card does. Although, I feel like a 17/17... Oh, okay, that's gonna be an issue. So we definitely want Darkwater Scourge. Darkwater Scourge is how we're gonna block this guy. Now we can just survive by exactly 1 here. So, we're going to go up here. And that's gonna leave us at... do we not heal for 5? He's dealing 12. Why are we at -5? Oh, he has quick attack. I hadn't considered that. Alright, well, we lose that. We needed him to not have quick attack. Okay, that's quite the combo. If you have Overwhelm and quick attack, it's very difficult to deal with that. Ouch. So that would have been a good situation to have that one card that just kills a unit. Unfortunately, we did not. Okay, so you get 100 match XP for losing.